Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I'm Gusti Faradila Indrayani, and in this occasion, I'm gonna to presentation about benefits and weakness of distance learning and pandemic era. Let's get started. Benefits and weakness of distance learning and pandemic era by Gusti Faradila Indrayani. Table of contents. 1. Benefit of distance learning or online learning. 2. Weakness of distance learning. 3. Reviews from some students. And the last, uh, discussion and conclusion. Before I explain the material, I have a quote by Audrey Monkey. She said, "This pandemic is unprecedented for us, but we have experienced other hard things. This time gives us an opportunity to practice resilience and to show our kids what resilience looks like." Okay, so we move to the material. First, benefit of distance learning. Point number 1, flexible time and schedule. Compared to offline learning, where students and teachers have to meet face-to-face with the time and schedule that has been met by the government or school, in online learning, most schools are more free to schedule meetings and only emphasizes the number of meetings. This means that teachers and students can carry out learning at any time according to the time, as long as the number of their meetings within a certain time, usually in one semester, gets the target. For example, school A, when offline or before pandemic, required students to come school at 7 o'clock and had to meet 16 face-to-face meetings in one semester. Meanwhile, during pandemic, students and teachers can coordinate with the meeting time, which was previously at 7 o'clock must be present at school. Now it has changed. Students can join the online learning platform at 9 o'clock, or every week the meeting schedule can change according to the agreement between teachers and students. The school will not prohibit as long as we get the target number of exciting meetings. Freedom. We have freedom to use our learning platform, what time for learning, where we're learning, and what style we use. With distance learning, we have many choices of learning platform. We can use Zoom, Google Meet, Google Classroom, Skype, YouTube, WhatsApp, or platform by school or university, and many more. We also have the freedom of time and place for study. For example, we can study our we can study whenever we are in the mood to learn. We can also follow the learning in any place that makes us comfortable and easier to understand the material presented. The future is not very good, but I'm sure many do. We can follow the lessons when we haven't showered, even if we just woke up and are still in the bed, without fear of others knowing or being reprimanded by the teacher. We can we also can follow this lesson with semi clothes, like shirts in the top and slip pants in the bottom. And I think this is a new style trend during pandemic. But yes, once again, it's not good. Easier to access. In this era, everyone has gadgets, including elementary school children. Although maybe in a small town not all children have gadgets, but their parents certainly do. With gadgets and internet connection, we can easily access anything. We have the whole world in our hands. We can learn from various sources, not only from teachers, but also from various applications and platforms. We can learn to the max, to maximize the use of gadgets for useful things, save time and money. Have you been thinking about offline learning? We will spend more time preparing to go to school, time from home to school, and we also spend money on transportation costs, pocket money, and other things that will not make us spend money with online learning. We also can save more money because, as we know, we just in home and see our laptop or gadgets. Improve our hard skills and soft skills and make us more creative. With online learning, teachers and students inevitably have to be more creative in order to create a comfortable and fun online classroom. For example, during face-to-face learning, what is called quiz is something that is annoying, scary, gripping, and make us have to think hard. But now, quiz can feel like fun games by using specialized platform like quizzes. That's all benefits of distant learning. So we move to the next material, weakness of distant learning. Hard to stay motivated. For many people, not having a classroom and set classroom times can make it difficult to remember to check in or even to want to check in. It's important for us to have all the motivation necessary within ourselves to look at the website, complete the assessment, and get them in on time. Even though everything is still required to be complete on timely basis, just like with a more traditional classroom atmosphere. For those who don't have self-motivation, these classes can result in spending a lot of money on retaking classes because you've forgotten the assessment. Difficult to get motivated in learning can lead to many other problems, such as laziness, which then make us not interested in listening the teacher's explanation, uh, make many miscommunication and misunderstanding either to the teacher or friends. Lack of interaction with friends or in class when the teachers need our response, and of course, the other big problem is don't understand the material. Don't understand the material can make our grades go down, and it's not good. Time difference between regions. Indonesia has three time regions: WIP, WITA, and WIT. This is one of the problems and disadvantages of undergoing distant learning, especially for students who study far from their home areas. For example, I come from North Maluku or Eastern Indonesia, which is my area. It's used is Indonesia time or GMT 9, while I study in Kartasura, Javanese, where the time there is West Indonesia Timur or GMT 7. My area and my campus area have different time differences 2 hours. So that when I read and when in my area have Zuhur or 12 o'clock, in my campus area just 10 o'clock. This time adjustment requires a fairly difficult adaptation. Difficulty getting immediate feedbacks and lots of distraction. With online learning, we rely heavily on a good internet network and time to do it, which means if one of the student or teacher is having trouble networking or there is no time to reply to a question, for example, it will take a long time to get feedback. As well as distraction, I will give an example. We are currently listening to teacher's explanation, but 5 minutes later our parents call us. uh, our brother bothering us, or the atmosphere of the our house is noisy. Of course, this will interface our focus in listening the teacher's explanation. Next is reviews for some students. What they say about online learning and offline learning. First, students say, I prefer offline because if I study offline, I can more focus on learning, can practice directly, and become easier to remember than online. Students also become more active than online, which is only virtual. If online, I will lose a lot of tired, while if offline, it may only cost more money. By age and a pharmacy student. Next, I prefer online because online I can study while sleeping. It's not good, by the way. I also can save more money too, but if offline, I'm more tired. And if we online, we don't know the real campus life. By Alf, an accounting student. For now, I prefer online, but I want to practice offline. If on if online, I can be more relaxed, can study while sleeping or not suffer. Sorry, once again, it's not good. It doesn't matter either. But so I cannot get to know the campus better, the lecturers and other friends. If I go offline, I can understand the material better. It's easier to practice. I know the campus life better, even though I'm more tired and it was my money. By an analysis student. I prefer offline. If I study offline, I can understand the material better because we interact directly. The class can be more interactive. I don't know. I don't need to be confused if the internet connection drops when the power goes out, and I can get to know college friends. If I study online, it's good that I don't meet a lot of people and I don't experience too much anxiety if I'm in an environment with lots of people. Time is more flexible and I'm not far from my family. By an English letter student. That's all the students say about online learning and offline learning. Conclusion. Online learning and offline learning is 50-50. In my opinion, distance learning or online learning and direct learning or offline learning both have their advantages and disadvantages. It all depends on whether we want to see distance learning as a profitable steps or not. However, during this pandemic, whether we like it or not, we have to follow the exciting rules, doing distance learning or online learning for the common good. What we have to do right now is do our best and follow the government's rules while praying that this pandemic will pass on. That's all about my presentation about benefits and weakness of distance learning in pandemic era. Now it's discussion time. I will open three questions and I will save all questions and answer it at the same time in the last. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.